If I had $1 for everything I bought after seeing an Instagram video. So today it is day 8 of 15 days of foundation. It's feeling like day 8. If you've missed any, days 1 through 7 are linked down below in the description box in a playlist. So this foundation I am super curious about. This is the Elizabeth Arden Flawless Finish Mousse Makeup. A mousse makeup. Let's just let that sink in. Is that not the most exciting thing you've heard all day? I saw this go pretty much viral on Instagram. Those Instagram videos get you every time. I haven't tried a mousse foundation quite like this, where you would literally spray it out. Let's head to Macy's and read some of the claims. You can get this on Elizabeth Arden's website or on Macy's. When I got this, Macy's was having like a 15% off all makeup sale, and I also used Ebates to get cash back. Not sponsored by Ebates. They're just amazing. I use them every time I shop online. I'll leave a link for both those down below. This retails for $35, but you get 1.4 ounces of product, which is actually quite a bit of product. Standard foundation is 1 fluid ounce. This, I think, might be the most brief description I've ever seen. All it says is the light, airy cloud of color provides just enough coverage for a beautiful complexion while giving the skin a naturally light feeling. Natural finish, great for weekends and makeup minimalists. This comes in 12 colors on Macy's website. This was actually really difficult to figure out the lightest shade. There's no numbers on the actual shades online, and you can't find a whole lot of swatches or information on the shade range, and they're all kind of out of order. But I finally figured out the lightest shade is 01 Sparkling Blush. Again, it doesn't say 01 online, it just says Sparkling Blush. All right, so swatch time. Right here is the Elizabeth Arden Mousse Foundation in the shade 01 Sparkling Blush. I mean, yeah. I think this is probably one of the darker, lightest shades I've ever seen. It's also very, almost red toned. Next over is Estee Lauder Double Wear in 1C0. Laura Geller Cover Lock Foundation that I reviewed in day 2 in the lightest shade. Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation in 0.5. Dermacol 208 and Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in 110. If you're new, you can join the Bayrito family and subscribe. New foundation videos are going up every single day for 15 days at 6 p.m. Pacific time. If you've been enjoying 15 days of foundation, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see my thoughts on the Elizabeth Arden Flawless Finish Mousse Makeup and how it applies and wears throughout the day, you're in the right place. Just keep watching. I'm definitely coming down with something. Throat sore, achy, the whole 9 yards, but we're doing this. So I've already washed, moisturized, and primed my face. Used the Laura Mercier foundation primer. So I'm gonna try out the Real Technique sponge on one side and then my Morphe E31 on the other side of my face. I'm so curious about this. This is like secured shut. So it looks like a mini dry shampoo bottle. Their packaging always looks a little bit outdated to me. So let's shake this. Sounds super liquidy. It sounds a little bit like whipped cream, where when you shake it, it starts to get a little bit more solid. Yeah, it's definitely getting more solid. Arm workout, 2 in 1. All right, here we go. Let's get up close for this. I'm so excited. Oh, that is not as exciting as I was anticipating. Oh, it's kind of getting bigger. There we go. So it definitely expands on there. This is so wild. It's not really moving, just has, actually smells kind of good. Whoa, it smells like unless I'm smelling my candle lid. That's a possibility. Oh, yep, definitely smelling the candle lid. I think I'm just gonna start with a brush on this side, and I'm just gonna dip in and then kind of stipple it on. Oh my god, this is so weird. Whoa, this feels like a science project. Oh, this shade is looking pretty dark. Whoa, it has much better coverage than I was anticipating, actually. I feel like I did just use a lot, though. Super lightweight. It feels very moisturizing, though. It doesn't feel quite as moussey at all as the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse Foundation, which I did on one of the days. Put it in the eye over here and down below. It looks really smooth on my skin right now. It's not covering my acne down here, but it definitely helped to even out my skin tone. I'm gonna drag this pretty much all the way down my neck since it is pretty dark. It feels a little bit cooling, which I like. Foundation definitely doesn't smell as good as the candle lid. Hard to see the shade in this lighting, but a couple shades too dark. So lightest shade is probably good for 1 or 2 skin tones darker than I am. So let's try the sponge on this side just to see how it applies. I'm gonna do the same thing and just dip it in and stipple. I'm definitely getting lighter coverage with the sponge. I almost feel like it's just kind of soaking into the sponge a little bit. With the sponge, I would say it's light coverage on this side. With the brush, low medium coverage. Even on the parts where I don't have acne and stuff, you can still see my skin coming through and freckles, but that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be more natural coverage and just minimal makeup. So for that, if I didn't have a bunch of stuff to cover up, it does look nice. It almost looks like a tinted moisturizer the way it's sitting on my skin. You can't see any kind of foundation texture at all. So I'm gonna see if this thing is buildable. It does feel like it's setting a little bit. For a second layer, I'm gonna go in with the brush. It dries down a little bit on the quick side, not where it's super difficult to work with or anything, but you probably don't want to put it all on your face at one time. I don't know if we got a whole lot more coverage. It looks a little tiny bit more foundation-y on the second layer. So it does build, but I would say it doesn't go past about solid medium coverage. Bringing this all the way down. So it's obviously quite luminous, but it has just kind of a healthy glow to it. On certain parts of my face, you can just see the foundation a little bit more on the second layer, but overall it still looks very smooth and just kind of like skin. Okay, so here's what it looks like. I mean, I feel like, yeah, my skin looks very nice and smooth. You can still see acne scarring and acne coming through down here. Center of my forehead looks pretty good. Yeah, overall right now I think it looks nice. So right now it is 9:30. I probably am gonna set my face with a powder with this one just because I'm very luminous right now and I feel like I might get oily with this. And also I wanna see if I can lighten it a little bit with powder. So I'm gonna apply the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. All right, so it's exactly 10 o'clock. My wing today got so intense, there was no stopping it. So I ended up setting my whole face with the Laura Geller Double Take Baked Powder Foundations. This is one of the powders that I usually use to set my face, and that definitely mattified things, as you can see. There's a tiny bit of the luminosity coming through, but when I looked in the bathroom mirror, it looked pretty much totally matte. The powder on top of it is sitting okay. I would say it for sure looked more skin-like without the powder, and I think the powder did add a bit of coverage too. My face looks pretty much full coverage right now. So on the rest of my face, I used the Catrice Prime and Fine Contouring Palette, the Physicians Formula Butter Blush in the shade Natural Glow. Highlight was the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster. I forgot how intense this white shade is. It is very, very pigmented. You need like a dab. I just went super basic on the eyeshadow. I used a couple Colourpop shades, Made to Last, and then Firefly. Eyeliner, I used the LFR Eye Liquid Liner. This is $1.50 from Daiso. I did a whole Daiso first impressions video. And then lips, Too Faced Melted Matte in Cool Girl. So I'm going to go take a shit ton of vitamins and hope that we can make it to a final check-in today. The next check-in I do will be in natural lighting, so I will see you guys in a few hours. I think I have the world's biggest bun going down right now. Okay, so it's now 3:03, so the foundation's been on for 5 hours. I have the hiccups right now. Feel another one coming. So right now, I think it just looks very average to me. It does look a little bit heavy. Definitely liked it better without the powder on. With this powder, it's just looking a little foundation-y to me. It doesn't look bad at all. It just looks kind of average. I think it looks nice right now. It just isn't totally wowing me. Could have just been the powder that I put on top of this, but that powder usually doesn't look really heavy at all. Getting a little bit of weirdness around here. I didn't bring my concealer all the way down. I try not to in these videos so that doesn't affect around my nose. And I am getting a little bit of weird, dry something going on right there. I'm trying to get accurate lighting for the shade and it's not really showing up. It looks like it matches fine in the viewfinder, but in real life, I'm looking pretty orange. So I'm gonna eat lunch. I need to eat lunch at 3 o'clock. I'll check back in with you guys at the end of the night. Okay, so it's 7:46, so the foundation's been on for almost 10 hours. I desperately need to wash and blow dry my hair right now, so I'm cheating by 15 minutes. So it has totally oxidized, probably within the last, I wanna say 4 hours is when I really noticed it. After the last check-in, which is weird, I feel like normally if a foundation's gonna oxidize, it typically does it in the first few hours, but this one just completely darkened a couple shades in the last few hours. So I'm definitely looking pretty oily for having powdered it. My chin is oily, my forehead's oily. If I'm looking this oily with a powder on, I can only imagine how oily I would be right now if I didn't set my face. But off of initial application, I did like how it looked without the powder way better. So I would say if you have dry or normal skin, you might like this if you don't have to set it with the powder. Like I said, super pretty, thin, kind of dewy, natural look to it. So if you don't get oily, this one could be good for the summer, or if you just like a really glowy kind of look. I don't see myself reaching for this one again because the shade is so off and I would have to mix it in. I don't know how mixing that kind of formula in with the foundation would work, but I might try it. For me, this one's a no just because of what I look for in my skin type, but I don't think the actual product is bad. I think this product could work for a certain type of person. I'm just not that person. I'm so excited to get in the shower right now. I just ate 2 bowls of cereal for dinner, adulting. So if you guys like this video and you're excited for tomorrow, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye.